Ever felt like someone was playing emotional games with you, making you question your worth or decisions? It's a frustrating experience, one that many of us can relate to, whether it's a friend who constantly undermines you or a colleague who plays subtle power games. Manipulators often use subtle tactics, guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or exploiting your vulnerabilities to gain control over your emotions and actions. Their goal is to make you doubt yourself so they can have the upper hand in the relationship. The truth is, manipulation can come from anyone: friends, family, colleagues, or even partners. And these tactics often leave you feeling powerless, frustrated, and unsure of your next steps. But here's the good news. There's a way out. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches self-control and resilience, offers powerful tools to regain control over your emotional world. By understanding the principles of Stoicism, you can start to recognize manipulation when it happens and protect your peace of mind. This transcript will share 10 invaluable lessons from Stoicism that will help you identify manipulative behavior and stay grounded in your own power. By the end, you'll have practical tools to shield yourself from emotional manipulation and reclaim your sense of peace and confidence. Ready to take control? Let's dive into these Stoic lessons and unlock the power to protect your emotional well-being. Manipulators often aim to control not just your actions, but your thoughts and perceptions. They want to plant seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question your decisions, your worth, or even your sense of reality. By targeting your internal world, they gain power over you, influencing your emotions and actions without you even realizing it. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control what others do, we always have control over how we respond. This powerful mindset shifts the focus from external events to internal reactions, allowing us to maintain our peace and clarity. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that even when faced with manipulation, you can choose how to interpret and respond to the situation, taking away the manipulator's control over you. The first step in breaking free from manipulation is recognizing how you react to others. Manipulators thrive on triggering emotional responses that cloud your judgment. But by becoming mindful of your emotions and practicing self-awareness, you create a space between stimulus and reaction. This pause allows you to choose a response that aligns with your values rather than reacting impulsively. By doing so, you regain control over your mind and shield yourself from emotional manipulation. In Stoic philosophy, boundaries are crucial for emotional self-preservation and maintaining inner peace. Boundaries are the limits you set around your time, energy, and emotional well-being. They define what you are willing to accept from others and what you are not. Without clear boundaries, you leave yourself vulnerable to manipulation, as others may push or disregard your limits to get what they want. Manipulators often exploit weak or unclear boundaries to further their agenda, slowly eroding your sense of control and self-respect. Epictetus teaches that freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by ignoring events beyond our control. Setting and defending boundaries is a direct application of this wisdom. By defining your limits and sticking to them, you assert your personal freedom. You refuse to let others dictate your emotional state or dictate how you spend your time and energy. This is an essential form of self-respect and an act of reclaiming your autonomy from those who might try to control you. To put this into practice, start by identifying where your boundaries are weakest, whether with family, friends, or at work. In family settings, it might mean saying no to emotional demands that drain you. At work, it could be setting clear limits on your availability after hours. In friendships, it might involve standing firm when someone crosses a line. Saying no and enforcing your boundaries is essential to protecting your peace. The more consistently you defend your limits, the more you protect your emotional and mental well-being. In Stoicism, rational thought is highly valued, but Stoics also recognize the wisdom of their inner voice. Intuition is seen as a form of inner guidance, a reflection of our values, experiences, and accumulated knowledge. This inner wisdom can be especially powerful when dealing with manipulation, as it helps you sense when something doesn't feel right. even if you can't immediately explain why. Manipulators are skilled at clouding your judgment. Tactics like gaslighting, guilt-tripping, or questioning your reality can cause you to second-guess your own instincts. By casting doubt on your perceptions, manipulators attempt to destabilize your inner confidence, making you more susceptible to their control. They create confusion, making it harder to trust your own judgment. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its ideas." Our instincts are shaped by our values, experiences, and understanding of the world. When your intuition is telling you something is off, it's a reflection of your inner wisdom, your soul, colored by your experiences, guiding you toward the truth. To protect yourself from manipulation, it's important to differentiate between emotional manipulation and your true instincts. If something feels wrong, trust that feeling. Take a moment to pause and reflect on the situation. Often, acting on your gut instinct is the best way to avoid falling into a manipulator's trap. Trusting your intuition empowers you to stay grounded in your values and make decisions that align with your true self. Manipulators thrive on emotional chaos. They often try to draw you into their crises, drama, and emotional turbulence, hoping to get you caught up in their whirlwind of negativity. Whether it's stirring up conflict, exaggerating problems, or provoking emotional reactions, manipulators seek to maintain a level of instability that keeps you on edge. When you engage with their drama, you unintentionally fuel their power, giving them control over your emotions and actions. The Stoic approach to drama emphasizes emotional discipline and detachment from external distractions. Stoics understand that external events, like other people's drama, are beyond our control, and our peace of mind is not dependent on them. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Manipulators rely on drawing you into a world of imagined crises, getting you emotionally involved in situations that may not even be as urgent as they seem. Manipulators feed off your emotional reactions because they thrive on chaos and instability. When you react impulsively or get emotionally involved in their drama, you lose your power and allow them to control the narrative. To protect your peace, it's essential to stay detached from their drama. Practice emotional discipline by taking a pause, breathing deeply, or walking away when you sense manipulation at play. By removing yourself from the situation and not reacting emotionally, you regain control and protect your inner calm. Remember, you don't have to engage in their chaos to preserve your peace. The Stoics valued emotional mastery as an essential virtue, recognizing that keeping your inner calm is the key to navigating life's challenges. When dealing with manipulative people, maintaining emotional composure is crucial because it prevents them from gaining control over your reactions. Manipulators often aim to provoke you, drawing you into emotional turmoil to destabilize you and make you more susceptible to their influence. When you lose your calm, you become vulnerable to their tactics. However, emotional control is a choice. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but about being proactive rather than reactive. The Stoics believed that we can choose how we respond to external events, and by practicing emotional control, we regain our power over the situation. Instead of allowing a manipulator's words or actions to dictate your emotional state, you can consciously decide to remain calm and grounded. To build emotional resilience, daily mindfulness or meditation practices can be incredibly effective. These practices help you develop awareness of your emotional state and create a buffer between stimulus and reaction. Start with a few minutes of deep breathing or focusing on the present moment each day to strengthen your ability to stay calm under pressure. When you feel your calm slipping, quickly reconnect with your breath, count to 10, or take a brief walk to reset your emotions. This allows you to regain composure and protect yourself from being drawn into the manipulator's emotional chaos. Sometimes, the best way to deal with a manipulator is to simply walk away. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of detachment from toxic situations as a form of self-preservation. By removing ourselves from manipulative dynamics, we reclaim our emotional freedom and protect our well-being. Walking away doesn't mean conceding defeat. Rather, it's an empowering choice to prioritize your peace and preserve your integrity. Manipulators thrive on creating emotional dependence and chaos, drawing you into their world of instability. When you walk away, you take away their power. They lose their ability to control your emotions or manipulate your actions. Without your emotional engagement, their tactics are rendered ineffective, and they no longer have the hold they once did. Recognizing when it's time to cut ties can be difficult, but it's essential for your mental and emotional health. If a person consistently disrespects your boundaries, manipulates you, or causes you distress, it may be time to walk away. Do so without guilt or hesitation. You don't need to fix every situation or person. Your responsibility is to yourself. Trust that walking away is often the healthiest choice, not just for your peace of mind, but for your emotional survival. By doing so, you protect your energy and allow space for healthier, more balanced relationships. In Stoic philosophy, integrity and alignment with one's values are central to happiness. The Stoics believed that a virtuous life, one grounded in wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, was the key to true contentment. When you live according to your values, external circumstances have less power over your emotional state. This is especially relevant when dealing with manipulators, who often try to make you question or compromise your values to serve their own agenda. Manipulators thrive on making you feel conflicted about your beliefs, pushing you to bend or act against your principles. They may try to guilt you into doing things that don't align with your values or create scenarios that cause confusion about what is right. When you lose sight of your values, you become more susceptible to their influence. To protect yourself, it's essential to be clear on your values and stay grounded in them when confronted with manipulation. Knowing what truly matters to you creates a powerful internal compass that guides your decisions and helps you recognize when someone is attempting to push you off course. Start by identifying your core values, things like honesty, respect, kindness, or personal growth, and make them a touchstone for every decision you make. An effective exercise is to write down your top 5 values and reflect on them daily. When faced with manipulative behavior, remind yourself of these values and ask, does this action align with my principles? This clarity will serve as a shield, helping you to stay true to yourself and resist manipulation. The Stoics believed that discomfort is an essential part of personal growth. Rather than avoiding difficult or challenging situations, they saw discomfort as an opportunity to develop resilience and strengthen character. Stoic philosophers taught that enduring discomfort with grace helps us build the inner strength needed to navigate life's challenges. Manipulators often attempt to create discomfort to push you off course, whether through emotional manipulation, pressure, or guilt. However, true growth comes from embracing discomfort, not avoiding it. When confronted with manipulative behavior, staying firm in your boundaries or confronting the issue may feel uncomfortable at first. It might be tempting to give in to ease or avoid conflict, but this is where growth happens. The discomfort you experience in standing your ground is a sign of your personal development. Seneca wisely said, "Delay is the best cure for anger," reminding us that taking a moment to pause and reflect before reacting allows us to navigate discomfort with greater clarity and poise. To build your resilience, start by confronting small discomforts in your daily life. Practice saying no when necessary, whether it's at work, with friends, or within your family. Each time you face and overcome these smaller discomforts, you build emotional strength and confidence, preparing you to handle more significant challenges. Embrace discomfort as a tool for growth, knowing that every uncomfortable moment brings you closer to your best self. The Stoic approach to control teaches us to focus on what is within our power and to detach from the outcomes of our efforts. According to Stoic philosophy, we can control our actions, thoughts, and reactions, but we cannot control how others behave or how situations unfold. This principle is key when dealing with manipulators, who often thrive on provoking a reaction from you. Their power comes from getting you emotionally invested in the outcome of their manipulation. But the Stoic way is to detach from these outcomes and remain focused on your inner peace. When you detach from the outcome, you free yourself from the emotional control that manipulators seek to exert over you. You no longer feel obligated to react in ways that serve their agenda. By focusing on what you can control, your own thoughts and actions, you maintain your sense of calm and clarity, regardless of the manipulator's behavior. To apply this to manipulation, approach difficult situations with the mindset that you can only control how you respond, not how others behave. For example, if someone tries to manipulate or guilt you, remind yourself that their actions are beyond your control, but how you respond is entirely up to you. This mindset helps you protect your emotional well-being and avoid being pulled into their drama. By focusing on your own choices and letting go of the need to control others, you reclaim your power and stay anchored in peace. Self-reflection was a core part of Stoic practice. Stoics believed that regularly assessing your thoughts, actions, and reactions was essential for maintaining emotional clarity and awareness. By examining how you respond to situations and people, you become more conscious of your behaviors and attitudes, which helps prevent emotional fog. This practice is crucial when dealing with manipulators, as they often rely on creating confusion and emotional turmoil to influence you. Self-reflection is a tool that enables you to break free from this fog and maintain control over your emotional state. Manipulators thrive when they can keep you off balance, making it harder for you to think clearly or respond rationally. However, through self-reflection, you can assess how you handled manipulative situations and what you could do differently next time. By understanding your emotional responses, you can identify patterns and learn from your experiences. A great way to incorporate self-reflection into your daily routine is by journaling or meditating on your interactions with others. At the end of each day, take a few moments to write about any challenging encounters, especially those involving manipulation. Reflect on how you responded, whether it was in alignment with your values and what you could improve. This practice helps you gain perspective, learn from your mistakes, and strengthen your emotional resilience for future encounters. By making self-reflection a habit, you foster continuous growth and become better equipped to handle manipulation with wisdom and clarity.